What to expect from Hawk, aka Eli, in Season 5. Welcome back to another video of mine, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this little series of videos that I've been doing. I've done one up to this point on Robbie and Miguel. I'm now going to be talking about the current champion. And I'm very fascinated in where Eli's character can go this season. I did a video recently talking about how I said that one missed opportunity, or one, big complaint I have with Season 4 is they had such an opportunity to touch upon the little details of, Eli really warming up to the Miyagi-Do philosophy and the legacy of it all, and really understanding a bit more about what it all means. But they kind of gave that to Anthony, and I like Anthony and I like Kenny, but it was one of them kind of things where I was like, kind of forgotten him a little bit. But by and large, he had a really killer arc in Season 4, and I think it can only go up from here. And one thing I loved about his role in Season 4 is I was worried that the great character progression and story that they gave him in Season 3, where they converted him from this ragdoll that was on a madness, doing crazy stuff, getting tossed around all over the place, actually went to have a meaningful and fulfilling arc. And dare I say it, the reason Cobra Kai seemed more of a threat in Season 3 and it seemed more dark is because he was there. It's having this good kid who has this twisted nature and dark side about him was fascinating to watch. And as much as I love Robbie, there was more of a presence with Hawk. There was more of a dark side, demonic kind of feeling. Now, I don't expect us to see any more dark side Hawk in the show, and in some ways that is kind of a shame, because there is that score that I absolutely love. It plays in Season 3 when Kreese is talking to him after he kicks out Bert from the dojo and all those other kids. He kicks out Bert, and then Kreese says, we're going to need a new champion, someone with no fear and no mercy. And then that score plays in the background. I'm like, I missed that. Now, what I would absolutely love, and I've talked about this at length, is... Also, it's kind of ironic that he's become the champion now. Just saying, I would have really loved if he winked at Kreese, while he was holding the trophy, just to rub it in a bit. You thought you had another champion over me? See, that's a natural character progression. I love it. But I think Eli will be tested like never before this season. I think that's going to be the kind of theme this season, is testing every character. Now, every season tests characters. That's what is normal. But I think in this sense, Eli is now the champion. This is a different realm for Eli. He's always been the hype man to the other champion, his best friend Miguel. He's always been the hype man to him. But now he's the champion. Now he's the one that's, climbed the ladder. Now, you can argue the merits of whether Miguel's injury paved way, whether Robbie's distraction. At the end of the day, the history books will remember it as Eli won. Eli got the dub. And in that, I think, because the creators have said that they are a big fan of the Rocky movies, I think we're going to get a Rocky 3 kind of arc going on here. And I think this is where Sean comes in. I think while Robbie is out of the valley and Kenny is, falling prey to Silver's dark side teachings, I think that opens the floodgates to Sean being a physical threat to Eli this season. And I think with the way Cobra Kai now has 9 dojos worth of students, I think it only makes sense for Eli to be the defender of the valley, because while everyone's kind of building themselves up this season, Eli fulfilled that at the end of last season. And I think Eli is in a better headspace than most of the other characters on the show to lead the line, lead the pack, to be the face of Miyagi-Do while Sam's dealing with her loss and all that kind of stuff. And, Miguel's in Mexico and Robbie's bonding with his dad and Tori's dealing with what she's dealing with. It opens the door for Eli to really sort of have moments where he steps up. And it would be fascinating to see how it would play out. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this verbatim, but if Sean is brought in, the reason I say Clubber Lang is Sean does give me that kind of vibe where if, Eli's standing there with all of his friends, he's the new champion, and, Chris and Dimitri and Mitch, they're all hyping him up and, all that kind of stuff. And then Sean just rolls up out of nowhere, starts hollering at Moon or something like that, just to really test him. And the reason I say it should be Sean is Sean provoked Robbie in Juvie with such ease. Imagine what he would do to Eli. Just imagine Kyler on a grander scale. And I think, let's be real, in an out-and-out fight, Hawk is going to absolutely wipe the floor with Sean. Like, that's a given. But Sean is very, very good at playing with your head. He's very good at mental games. He's very good at manipulating you. He's very good at using you to his advantage or making you do what he wants you to do. And I think one theme or one sort of story point that could really go for Eli this season is, let's test him. Let's see how much of Eli has actually changed. Let's see if Hawk's still in there. You know, I reckon Sean could be the kind of person that starts pushing him, saying, you know, where's Hawk? Hawky little Hawky, you know, start pushing him. And I reckon we could get Brooks 2.0. I reckon there could be a moment where Hawk absolutely unleashes. You hear the Dark Hawk theme, and he absolutely goes ballistic on Sean, battering him, and then he stops himself because he remembers what he did to Brooks, and he remembers, I'm not that way anymore. I've been in Miyagi-Do. This isn't the Miyagi-Do way, and he stops himself. He makes he willingly chooses to stop himself, and I think that's going to carry over into a lot of the season. I think when Miguel and Robbie have their fight up the staircase, and inevitably over another railing, they're both going to willingly stop themselves. When Sam and Tori probably get in another spat, they're going to willingly stop themselves. When Hawk is about to re-embrace his inner dark side self, he's going to willingly say, no, I'm not, I've come so far, I'm not going back to that. And I think there's something so powerful in having a character willingly choose to not repeat the mistakes of something they did before. Now, obviously, Brooks deserved his beatdown, but, you know, the point of Eli's character is to show that, hey, it's not the way. This isn't the way. There's a better way. And I think going forward, I'm excited to see what Jacob Bertrand will pull off this season, because there's going to be a lot of characters that are very isolated this season, and he's still got Dimitri. He's still got his binary brother on side to sort of support him as he goes through this next stage. And with 9 dojos worth of people, you know, I do see this complaint a lot. Oh, we need bad guys, we need villains. That's why there's 9 dojos worth. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if every single episode for the rest of this show is a Power Rangers episode where you get all the badass kids fighting a bunch of NPCs. But I think, you know, I speak for everyone when I say, no one expected Eli to win the trophy, and everyone was completely shocked and blown away that it actually happened, because plot has never been on his side since the start of this show. And just seeing a character that comes from that great Season 2 flashback that we all saw, you know, he's like, just wake up, Mom! You know, that one where he's like, I'm a loser, I'm a freak, and blah, blah, blah. And now he's had an evolution into who he is now. It's great. Now, let's touch upon the obvious. Will he get his mohawk back? I'd like to think so. I think he'll get it back, but the difference is, when he grows his hair out this time and the mohawk returns, the mohawk won't define him. The mohawk will it'll only just add to his character. It won't define him. And I think one thing I always said before Season 4 dropped was, if Eli was to win, if Eli was to win, I want him to win the trophy as Eli Muskowitz, not Hawk, because it's so much more powerful him winning it as himself rather than his fake persona, you know? So if he is to grow his hair back, can we get purple back, please? Can we get purple? We only had it for 1 episode. Let's bring the purple back, you know? That purple looked flippin' sick. And I love how, like, whatever hair color he has, the clothes he's wearing reflect the hair. Like, when he had his red hair in Season 2, red clothing. When he had his blue hair in Season 1, blue clothing. You know, when he had his purple hair briefly, purple clothing, you know? I mean, hey, maybe you could have, like, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Type haircut with, like, black and gold or something. But, you know, hair aside, I'm very glad the story they've given to Eli, and I think it's only going to improve from here. And I think you're going to see an Eli that takes center stage, because every other character has to build themselves up now. Eli has already built himself up. He's in the driving seat now. I love this. I love that the character that you would have least expected to be in the driving seat is the one that's in the driving seat. And it's not done in a way where it's like a Last Jedi decision and it's unearned and it's unorganic and we don't believe it. No, it's earned. Completely believe it. But guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with any of the points I've raised. And touching upon the Sean thing one last time, Sean doesn't have to appear this season, but Robbie and Kenny, like, there was an exchange that said, oh yeah, he's getting out in the summer. Like, it's probably going to happen, you know? And I don't think Sean's going to stick around with Silver for long, because Sean and Robbie, they both come from a lifestyle where they know they can spot a fake arsehole a mile away. You know, Sean's not going to fall prey to Silver's games. He's going to see right through him. But essentially with Hawk, I love what they're doing with him. And it's just a shame that Season 4 didn't touch upon him a little bit more towards the All Valley time, because I think there was a lot of potential there. to do a bit more, and maybe they could do more with that this season. Maybe there could be more scenes of him, coming clean about what he did with the dojo and, apologizing a bit more about it. But I think, to be fair, he's more than apologized, and he's won the trophy, and hey, they said there was a Rocky theme in the show, and, who's the Rocky and Adrian? Who's the Rocky and Adrian? It's Hawk and Moon.